So our hot topic today is about sex for grades. So there was recently a picture or a post about a young lady who was alluding her success of graduation to God and her physical ability to offer her personal offerings. I don't know if I said that right.
Should we speak pidgin?
No, say
Yeah, Kwekus.
Okay. So offering her that thank God and my kwekus for her graduation. And of course, this post went viral. Now, I'm always very wary of looking at posts because I just never know which ones are true, which ones are not true, because you never know. Somebody could have just done that for the sake of following and likes. But even if that is the case, we're discussing the prevalence of sex for grades, especially in view of that we have convicted professors for the crime. I think a few have been arrested and convicted. I think cases have been concluded. We've also had people have been named and shamed. And you would think that sex for grades have reduced somewhat in universities, or that people would at least understand that it's not something we should be done at all or considered again. What are your thoughts on the fact that it seems there's still young ladies or still young men offering their privates for grades? What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 0812-705-3687, 0913907698. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. And, you know, when you see the girls that post these kind of things, they're just young, pretty girls, and you're thinking they have their whole life ahead of them. You know, was it necessary to use their bodies to get grades?
I think a lot of women just feel, they just have this misconception that sleeping with a man is an easy way to make money. It's not an easy way to make money. For me, I would think it's difficult because you don't know the man. The man, he might be smelly, he might have disease, you know. So I think we need to just enlighten them and say, look, this is not an easy way out. In fact, it's a more difficult because your health is at risk. Women catch HIV faster than men, you know. So maybe we just need to help them change the narrative and make them understand that it's not an easy way to success.
So for me, I think we are losing shame every day. We are beginning to forget how to be ashamed.
Yes.
There were some things that
Back
in the day, even if you do it, you dare not say it in public because you are ashamed. You know the action is wrong, but you had to do it for whatever reason or whatever excuse that you give. But you are ashamed to even say it to a second ear. This is what I did to get this. So right now, everybody is seeking clout in a way that it's okay to just
They want to trend.
Yes, just do it and just say it. It doesn't matter. Own it. Do it with your chest. Forgetting that the internet never forgets. You are coming from a school where Nigerians particularly have an issue with polytechnics. They see them as substandard. You know, it's either you go to the university or you don't go at all. You are coming from that polytechnic and you're putting this kind of message out there. Why didn't you just thank God and go away? Did you have to tell us what you did? And I know that is not right, whether you tell us or not. It's happening, and we're trying to see how we can help our children not get boxed up in this sense of I must use my body to get what I want. Get them to read, understand the courses, let them do what they love to do. When you do what you love to do, you don't need extras. Right. Because your body is genetically wired to do what you love. You would sit and read, you know. Just trying to see how we can phase out this sex for marks. And we had issues in different schools, universities. We talked on the show how, you know, they have lecturers have been penalized on this issue. You now bring it out to come and glorify God. Why are you glorifying God? Now you used your body. Why don't you just glorify the body?
In fact, God doesn't have anything to do with the matter. It was your choice. God didn't push you.
But you see, there's a part of this conversation that you say, this young lady is an adult. If I choose to do this to get marks, whose business is it? That's the world we're living in, where we're adults, we are responsible for our decisions. You might not agree with it, but we are getting more exposed and enlightened to the point where we don't owe anybody explanation. So that's why I took my own marks. So be it. Why are we so concerned about somebody else's?
Interesting. But it's illegal.
If you put it like that, it makes her a bad representative of the school system.
Yes.
Because I don't know about Nekede. Polytechnic, Federal Polytechnic, Nekede, I want to see what their Senate, what they call the Senate now,
say about it.
what they will be saying about it. Because what they are supposed to be pushing out are standards in education, not standards in Kwekusin and all of those nonsense that she was pushing out there. She is a bad representative and she should have a diploma withdrawn. She should not go further with the face, as a face of that university, with this post that she has done. That's the seriousness of it.
Well,
Some people, I remember there was one course that I had won. I read like, say, I want to die. When the result came and it was won and I wanted to go and protest it on my way to law school, one lecturer now called me, that buffet waste time. They gave you one. You want to go and call for scripts. Be going to law school and mind you, be going. And I thought, if they had given me that score that I thought I deserved in that exam, I probably would get a higher GPA that I was pushing for. But I left it and went to law school like that. So when you water down the seriousness of what education is here, you show your level of, I don't want to call her a dullard, but she's a very stupid girl.
For that video.
For that
I
video,
agree with you.
they didn't train that girl.
Not get sense.
You know, for you to be so crass, so uncouth, to talk anyhow on the live about such a thing. You're promoting it, young girls are watching and thinking, well,
Okay.
this work is
I
tough.
don't
I
pass
don't have
now,
to
let
do
me-
the work now, the stuff. And then you're giving this, because someone and myself watched it and it was like, no be Polytechnic girls. That's how they are. They're so cheap. Even in workplaces, they're so cheap. You
But
know?
that's not correct.
And that's not correct. But she
but
just,
I
you
want
know,
to-
she's doing that. So
I just
people
want to
who have suffered seriously.
read a statement from the institution who have said it doesn't represent the standard of the institution. They said this is to inform the general program that the management of the Federal Polytechnic, Nekede, Owerri, has begun full investigation into the identity of the student who gloated on TikTok about how she graduated with the help of her private parts. It is most blasphemous and unethical that the said student peddled the name of God in her delirious,
Yeah, delirious.
Delirious post.
or no, deleterious act. Management considers the action of the student as the most unacceptable and preposterous. So the school is totally against it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You know that certificate they used to give to us, YK, they tell you that if you do anything that is against the
Yes.
standards of the school, it can be recalled.
Yes.
And when you get into the university, they usually do this orientation where they tell you the do's and the don'ts, how you're going to comport yourself. The fact that you went through the walls of the higher institution shows that you've gotten to a level of maturity. You should be able to conduct yourself properly, or else you will lose that hard work that you have put in.
That's if you put that one.
That my sister,
So
whatever
let's
you
go on
put
a
in.
break because I still want, we've addressed that video, that picture. But now let's address the real issues young girls are going through
in
in
the
schools
universities, yeah.
where their lecturers are demanding for sex. So we're still discussing this matter and we wanted to focus on what young girls go through, especially when their lecturers are demanding. We've discussed this, years back and, and we've shared different stories, but it's always good to bring back these topics because especially in private schools. Yes, even though we have the case we're discussing is Polytechnic, it happens in universities, and it happens in private universities too, although we expect that they will have more stringent measures, but the truth is that it happens across board. What are your thoughts on this? What can we do to curb this act, this immoral act that's happening in universities? Bisi, would like to go first?
Yeah, so I had people around me who witnessed this sort of abuse from lecturers back in the day when I was in the university. And probably because I was properly oriented before I got in. So I had this friend who had gone before me. He was a guy. We're neighbors. And he would gist me that, lecturers, you have to be very careful. Say you na babe. Hey, make sure that you read. You don't have any reason to go and beg them for any marks. You don't have any reason. So that there are two things that they do. It's either they collect money if you go beg them for marks, or they offer to, they want to sleep with you. So he gave me that orientation. And I knew at the back of my mind that I didn't have money to pay anybody. My allowance at the time was just about 8 to 10,000 naira for the whole month. That's after my provisions. And I had to eat and, buy a few handouts at the time and all that. So I didn't have that kind of money to go and beg. That's one. Two, I don't like old men. They were mostly, they are shirt collars and smelly, those kind of things. They were not my spec. So I told myself, I will never fall into this trap. And what did I do as a student? I made sure that I studied for every examinations. And even when I was traveling all around the states for beauty pageants, I will go with my books. And in final year, one of the lecturers called me in front of the class. I will never forget his name. And he said, stand up, you. I know you now. Face of Delson. I have been following you up. So you want to graduate from this department, you will not know us. I said, Sabo, I know you. Say, keep quiet. You understand what I'm talking about?
Really?
Yes, in front of the whole class. You want to graduate from this without knowing us. I had to buy a ring in my 400 level and engaged myself just because I realized that when I was going for my project advisor was always looking at my chest. I said, I have escaped all through till this moment. It cannot happen. So I flaunted that I was engaged. My guy was even teasing me, you want me to forcefully engage you now, you know. But because I didn't have any reason to go and beg, oh, I didn't pass, so help me, I was able to stay away from their trap. So we need to teach young women to hold your own.
Smart.
Hold your own. And see, if you are good, you know your scores are good, you can always call for your scores when they decide to, because sometimes they can be, you know, mischievous, decide to give you wrong marks. You can call for your script. You will have a backing through the school authority. But you need to have that strong level. You need to hold your own in such a way that when you call for your scripts, you're not going to be seeing F, you're going to see A. That means you must work hard. Wow. That's one of the ways I was able to.
I mean, traumatic for you because you're young and having to know that you have to face
very young
this.
Yes, so.
It's just work hard. That is it. Don't rely on anything but your brain.
Yes.
And you see, because we Nigerians, we have entered this bad, whether it's corruption, I don't know whether to call it corruption, whether it's just a decadent way of living. I will never forget, when I was going on tour with the band, there was this girl, she was in Unilag, that was dancing with the band. And she just said, she was just talking that, can I imagine, she wasn't talking to me. I overheard, she was talking to another person. Can you imagine that they have just combated me that I'm on tour? They want to give me, this is the person that she gave to write her exam. It was normal.
Yes, for people to write.
They have told her that the person that, they have covered her that the person that she gave to write her exam has, I was so shocked.
Why somebody writes
the
exam?
So, you were on top making money, you gave somebody to write your exam and you will graduate. I said, they're in their rights to, you know, and I was not the enemy. They just looked at me. No.
You don't understand what's happening.
Person. I was a wicked person because I could not understand what she was saying.
Yeah.
So we have agreed that this bad lifestyle
has to stop.
We have to. I have to mention the fact that the lawyer for this young lady. So I guess this really happened. You know, sometimes you say things that didn't happen. So the lawyer said our client wanted to say Popsy, not the other one. So it was Popsy she meant.
Say the lawyer is just learning how to talk. Okay,
the lawyer says that.
Let's leave him. He wants to earn his money.
Care for Ogechi Sharon, our client, under the pro bono fee. It's a pro bonus. There's no payment. So they are saying that she wanted to say Popsy. So hey.
Wow.
Okay, we got this from, go ahead.
My experience was something different. Just as BC said, students who went to the lecturers, who thought it was right to earn their marks this way.
Yeah.
So it's not all the time lecturers are pursuing students. I've made friends with a lot of my lecturers, including the past VC of my school. And I was a safe girl, in fact, the safest in school. I got bailed out a lot of times from by the Dean Student Affairs then, late Dr. Sadiq, because I was always in trouble doing politics and all of that. And nobody thought that it was okay to ask me for sex for marks.
Lie.
And I had a few advances from people who wanted to marry me, not sex for marks. But I had friends, because I had finished my diploma and I had a break before I got in for degree. And we went for a party. Friends of mine who were in the same faculty already, they were talking about how they will go to the lecturers, how one of them will pay for all of them, and that, you know, for the whole deal, it was 5 points. For the less deal, they were grading it with their bodies.
Wow.
And I was hearing that conversation, and I had not even gotten in for my degree. So girls also push for this thing.
Yeah.
I was surprised at the school system, because not all lecturers are viable. That friend of mine didn't graduate from the same faculty of law in in my school. By the time I was going for law school, she was still struggling within school. And, you know, I had come in, she was 3 or 4 years older than I am. By the time I came in, she was supposed to be my senior at the bar. I am a senior at the bar. And I don't think she even made it to law school. So the school system is tight. It's not every lecturer that you can buy. This work is a serious work. And it also goes to training young ones. I've seen that, you know, for her and a lot of other people I've mentored over the years, it's difficult to read the book. It's the book that is the work.
That's the problem.
So don't be like, it's difficult. I can't understand this thing.
Wow.
So now as a parent, I'm pushing my children to start to be able to read at primary level.
Yes, and
To
understand.
find the work normal. So it's okay to wake up at night and find your child over her books,
Yeah.
studying, so that you too, you can have mouth to defend. So even as a parent, your child is in university, you don't see your child reading. You don't go to school and see your child discussing exams and books. Instead, they're discussing makeup, they're discussing BBA, what's it called, BBN. They're discussing all of those things.
How is it passing? So you should start
You
to
should be
suspect.
asking the child, how are you making it in school? Are you a good representative of me as a parent? What matter goes far. Young girls, what this girl has done, she does not understand the damage of all that she has caused.
What area?
There are lots of girls who find assimilating difficult. Because, of course, we are learning in different languages. Sometimes you are in you've had a mistake of a course. You don't know your area of strength. You're struggling. Instead of somebody to be coming out and say, it was a struggle. If I knew better, maybe I should have done this course or that course, or found something that aligned with my passion or my habits or something. You know, talk about such a thing. Start so people find it okay. It's okay to fail. It's okay to resit exams.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
I failed French woefully in 100 level. As in badly.
But you see,
woefully.
See, these are
With
really,
my
and I'm
2
happy
years
that
and
you guys
eyes on
are
it.
sharing your experiences, because sometimes we always assume that, you know, those who did it, sometimes they just disappear from the face of the earth because nobody really shares their stories. These are real life stories. And I'd like to get calls. Please call us in if you also have a story of where a student was pressuring you as a lecturer, asking you to give her marks for sex. Please to call in. If you're students that you know your teacher also was putting you under pressure, please call in. Call the numbers on your screen: 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. We would like to really hear your story. Bisi, you're going to say something.
Yes, so this also goes back to the foundation of every child. We have students who their parents had bought special centers for them to write WAEC.
That's the damage.
You know, even from GSS2, I remember I failed GSS3, I failed mathematics, and my father insisted that I repeat. I cried for months because there were some of my friends that failed that their father had to go and pay and they moved them to the next class. But he said he wasn't going to pay a dime. Sit down and study mathematics. And for the first time, my head opened to understand the formulas. There's a particular formula now that I will say in Yoruba language because it was taught to us using music. Almighty formula. Orore sumi minus b plus minus by square root b square minus 4ac all over 2a. If I have that formula down, I can solve that almighty formula. I learned it when I repeated. So what I'm trying to say is the experience of repeating opened my head that I can actually read and assimilate. Then when you get to SS3, you're graduated, everybody's rushing to get into the university. Parents are paying for special centers for them. They don't care. Just go there. Somebody will come and bring expos, and people are writing to pass. What do you expect when they get into the university? Because they have gotten the wrong foundation.
From the beginning.
From the beginning. So they believe it's either I use money or I use my body.
Yeah.
So as parents now, we need to start, we need to start paying attention. Sometimes we need to start paying attention to how our children learn. Once you can open the mind of your child to understand that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. If you are a Christian or a Muslim, whatever it is, find a belief that I can do and let them sit down. Let them have reading time. I make sure that every day my kids read. When I hear, Mommy, I'm bored, go and get a book and read and come and tell me what you have read. So I'm also checking their comprehension. Yesterday, my daughter slept around 11 a.m. because she had exams today. I was begging her to go and sleep. She said, no, Mommy, I must pass this physics. And she sat, they had Zoom meeting with her friends till 10 p.m. They were discussing. I was overhearing their conversation. I didn't have the foundation to read like that. I learned that as an adult. But I am happy that I'm helping my children so that tomorrow nobody come and tell Mommy, come and pay for special center. You will read and pass with your brain.
There was one experience.
And when your children are even having problems and they tell you, you get them teachers.
Yeah.
That will
to assist them. God bless my mom.
Tunde, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Students.
Hello, Tunde, you're live.
Good morning, Morayo.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning. All the ladies there. Hello.
Morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. please, about this topic you are discussing, it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
Yes.
The way the ladies are dressing nowadays, it calls for alarm.
Tunde,
No,
Mr. Tunde, you are still in that space.
Be calming down.
you know,
though.
when I was in school, I graduated from Unilag. There was a lecturer, there's a lady that is not my girlfriend, but we are very close, we are classmates. That time, it's not a computer, they call it data processing. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah. So that man came, the pass mark was 40, and this man gave me 39. That's data processing. So when I went to report that, excuse me, I passed my exam, I
Can't
did
hear
my
him
exam
again.
very well. I think my son gave me 39. He said, look, you are trying this girl. He said it's Yoruba. We are very soon. But the first pass. I said, this girl is not my
I can't get the
girlfriend.
story.
Tunde, I can't hear you. Maybe somebody has to increase the
That kind of
volume.
a thing. Have to research.
When he's sleeping.
And the guy didn't get for him. I have to, at the long run, the man gave me 40% pass mark. Then another thing again, the way the ladies dress that nowadays entice the lecturer.
Oh.
If you're exposing your chest, exposing your boobs. I don't know, I'm baffled. The private part nowadays. So it takes you to tango. Let me just put it that way. It's not the fault of the lecturer, and at the same time, it's the fault of the ladies. We should mind the way they dress in the campus. Dressing sexy entice lecturers. And there are some randy lecturers too that I want to sleep with the lady before they can pass her.
Thank you,
So
Tunde.
thank you very much.
Can you tell me what? I didn't hear what you said.
Tunde is blaming
The
dressing
dressing.
of women.
The women, okay.
Of young students under lecturership, studentship with universities when they approach their lecturers. I wanted to quickly just address him that, students will come in any shape and form. I know hijabites that lecturers offered that as a score mark.
Yeah.
But I know young girls who are from good homes, who found whatever course they were studying difficult.
Yeah.
And they went to the lecturers to ask for assistance, and he offered them that as an option. So too many examples that you cannot blame
on both
a
sides.
young girl's dressing for how this turns out.
But we
it's
have to
beyond
also,
dressing.
So
far beyond dressing.
I'm not one to blame dressing. But we must also realize that young girls will wear, they're in university, they have freedom. Many of them have never been allowed to wear miniskirts or cleavage tops in their entire life. So now they're in university, they're free. They will not wear anything. So a lecturer must be above board.
Exactly.
You must be
That's
a
why
mentor.
you're
You
the
must
elder.
understand that because I am the one I'm pretending over these children, I know better. So there's nothing you're going to wear enticing me. Because
In fact,
you're not,
you can say, when the person comes before you, as judges say, you say, you're in my face, get out. You can't stay in my office. Go and dress better when you want to see me. So if they are coming for a genuine reason, they know when they are going to see lecturer Dagbaja or Dagbaja.
They will dress
well,
properly.
And when they come in, they will speak well. They cannot approach you beyond the desk,
Yeah.
so that they would address only what they come to address.
Exactly.
I heard from one of my lecturer's office all through school. He had a fridge in his office and had cold drinks. I took from that office till I graduated. And not once did this happen. Not
Let me take
once
this call.
did it happen.
Mrs. Ladeji from Abuja. Good morning. Are you there?
Yeah, lecturers cook.
And ladies, God bless you and bless your husband and bless your family.
Amen.
Auntie YK, God bless you and bless
Thank
your family.
you.
You see,
Thank
this
you,
question that we are talking about, I am an actual wife. Some of those girls are really hopeless. Sometimes my husband comes home with stories like that. I have to laugh and fall apart. There was a day I pretended I was a student like them. I went there and he came and I was talking to him. Then my husband told me, she was sitting down here. He didn't know that I was the one. He said, even if she's naked inside this classroom, your mark is your mark. And you can call for your mark to be checked anytime you like. What I give you is what you deserve. Whether you are naked, whether I use you or I don't use you, go and read your book. You see, most of these girls, they don't have sense. They don't want to work hard. Yeah. I'm not saying that there are no genuine cases. There are some genuine cases, which, if you talk out, you can be dealt with and you will win the case. But in most of these cases, these children are not ready to work hard. Parents, your children will be in school for 5-6 years course. You don't know where the hostel is. You've never been there. You don't know what they are doing. When they are angel in the house, when they come to the school, they start wearing nonsense and rubbish. But if you are a controlled man, if you can control yourself, even if the girl comes naked to the class, that's not your business. She's not the blackboard that you are looking at.
Yeah.
So please, the matter is in so many ways.
Thank you, Mrs.
Children
Manager.
have their own. Few lectures.
Thank you, Mrs. Ladeji. So she's saying that her husband also was a lecturer.
Yes, and I want to address what Mrs. Ladeji said because it's really important. A lot of these girls do not want to work hard.
Yeah.
They want to blow. They want to put themselves on the whatever so that they be blowing.
Influencers.
We
book help.
We have to now, let us even address that. You know, whatever you achieve in future is from your foundation that you will achieve it, not by, and you know, a lot of times, a lot of women also encourage it by, they do it, they show it, so they become mentors.
Subliminal mentors.
Yes, to these young girls. Okay, because that's what this woman did to. So we too, we have to talk to ourselves. Okay, look, it's a matter of working hard. Look, I am 60, almost 62. I have to wake up at 4 a.m. to come to the studio. When I'm waking up in the morning.
But did they pay you?
They pay me. This morning when my alarm blew, I said, no.
Oh,
man.
God.
So there's this tweet I want us to take. This person is bringing some other information. Okay. WIOVP Farms and Agro Ventures says, I think you guys are missing the point. There's a lot of poverty in the land, and most of these girls have to sleep around to pay their way through school. For me, the lady may not have slept for marks, but slept around to fund her education. That is a serious issue that I did not even see when I saw.
That's another angle. That's a serious angle. But see, it may not be a lecturer she's talking to. It might be other people who have funded her education. That's another angle. That's the topic for another day. So let our producers jot it down again. Maybe
he is asking BC, we older men are dirty. BC, how could you?
That's not what I
said. He's an old man.
He has confirmed this.
I just want you got an old man is an old man. You're old, man, you know.
Just be clean if you're old. Okay.
Are you saying old men are dirty?
BC says they are dirty also.
No, okay, they are wrinkled.
Continue.
They are wrinkled from
at the time.
They're not all wrinkled.
They're all wrinkled.
Theo is not wrinkled.
BC is not wrinkled. To your eyes, it's not wrinkled.
It's not wrinkled.
Somebody else might be wrinkled.
Theo is not wrinkled.
No, I young girls chasing.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
Their preference, like I said.
We have to wrap
Some
up.
of us like them young.
We have to wrap up. I said this is the issue that was raised by saying that the girl might not be referring to her lecturer. She may have been referring to the fact that
her sponsors,
different sponsors that are giving her money to school. So that's an issue that we must also bring, but it's not for today. We're going to have a conversation on that separately. But if indeed she was referring to her lecturer, the truth is that it's two ways. It takes two adults. There are two adults. You're an adult, at least you're 18 in the university. So your decision, therefore, should be to study legitimately to pass, not to collect money. Because whatever you get for free, trust me, it doesn't last long. It's a bad foundation to start with. And then it will also talk in the future.
And if it's indeed her sponsors from outside the university that helped her pay through the university.
What is she telling us?
Does she have to go on social media?
Yeah.
Like,
tell her.
social media, never forgets. It's there for life.
There.
It's not even like newspaper where you go use newspaper for this one.
Is there.
Is there.
Okay, she got a diploma. She did not get sense.
Google,
She got a diploma. She did not get sense.
Let's go on a break. We have a guest. We have to.